Hi everyone. Today our group will be discussing tuition fees and the value of a Canadian undergraduate degree. This topic matters now more than ever because tuition continues to rise each year. Living costs are increasing across Canada, and a lot of students are struggling to balance school, work, and financial responsibilities. With all these pressures, a big question keeps coming up. Is a university degree still worth the money? Using critical assessment tools from ADMS 1010, our goal is to break down the evidence and give a clear, research-based answer. Here's our agenda for today. We'll start with why this topic matters, then look at key evidence employment rates, income levels, working in your field, and findings from the Ontario Graduate Survey. Together, these points help us evaluate the true value of the Canadian degree. There were several major stakeholders involved in this conversation. First, students who pay tuition and face the financial burden directly, parents who often help support their children, universities who set tuition and manage educational resources, and employers who decide whether a degree is required for jobs. Also, government institutions like OSAP and Statistics Canada. Our primary claim is that a Canadian undergraduate degree still provides strong long-term value despite rising costs. Our secondary claims support this. Degree holders have higher employment rates, they earn significantly more, and they experience greater long-term career stability. Each stakeholder brings different values and assumptions into the conversation. Students value stability and assume their investment in education will pay off later with higher income and better opportunities. Universities value maintaining academic quality and assume tuition needs to rise to support facilities, technology, and instructors. Governments value economic growth and assume an educated population strengthens the workforce, which is why programs like OSAP exist. Employers value competency and assume a degree signals discipline, critical thinking, and a long-term commitment. These underlying values shape how each stakeholder views tuition increases and degree. Different stakeholders use different persuasion techniques. Universities rely heavily on logos, showcasing statistics about job placement, salaries, and rankings. Students, on the other hand, use pathos, sharing personal stories or examples of friends and family who got good jobs after graduating. Employers use ethos, posting degree requirements to show authority and maintain standards in hiring, and the government uses data-driven logos, publishing graphs, charts, and research to justify OSAP and other education programs. These techniques compete to influence how people view the rising cost of education. Tuition has increased consistently in universities across Canada, and many students now work part-time or even full-time to afford basics like food, rent, and transportation. With the cost of living rising, students naturally question whether the financial strain is actually worth it. That's why this topic is so relevant today. People want real evidence, not just opinions about whether a degree leads to strong long-term outcomes. Employment data from Statistics Canada show a huge difference based on education. People with no diploma have employment rates around 31 to 33%, while those with a university degree are around 74%. This means that degree holders are more than twice as likely to get a job. For example, someone with only a high school diploma often gets minimum wage or short-term jobs. Meanwhile, graduates can access full-time roles in areas like marketing, accounting, human resources, finance, and operations. The employment gap shows how powerful a degree still is in today's job market. Income data also strongly supports the value of a degree. Those with only high school earn around $33,000 a year, although bachelor degrees holder average 55,600, a difference of over $22,000 annually. This difference only grows over time. At age 30, Many degree holders reach salaries of 60 to 70,000. Over a lifetime, the total earnings differences can exceed over 600,000. This long-term income advantage is one of the strongest indicators that a degree remains a valuable investment. And in terms of evidence quality, these numbers come from authoritative, government verified sources, making them accurate, representative, and reliable. Field of study match rates also show solid outcomes. For example, 90% of female nursing graduates and 85% of male nursing graduates become registered nurses, a very strong match. Programs like psychology, sociology, or humanities may lead to more flexible pathways, but graduates still find opportunities in areas like HR, social services, government roles, community outreach, and marketing. The key point is that degrees, even broad ones, open multiple career doors. The Ontario Graduate Survey provides even more evidence. It shows that 86% of graduates find a job within 6 months of completing their degree. Within 2 years, 95% are employed. Salaries also climb quickly from about $52,000 at graduation to 60 to 65 within 2 years. This shows strong career momentum and reinforces the long-term value of university education. After reviewing the evidence, our group concludes that a Canadian undergraduate degree is still worth it. Even though tuition and living costs continue to rise, the long-term benefits, higher employment, higher income, stronger job stability, and more career opportunities outweigh the financial burden. In the long run, a degree continues to be one of the most reliable investment a person can make for their future. Here are the sources we used throughout our analysis, including Statistics Canada, the Ontario Graduate Survey, government reports, and other credible academic and news sources. Thank you for listening to our presentation.